Most mornings, all across Ohio, nearly 2 million students arrive by bus, by bike, on foot, or by car to their public school, where they are greeted by their public school teacher.
I feel it's important that I give everything I can give. I want them to have a love of learning.
It's always been my passion. For as long as I can remember, I knew I was going to teach. I knew I was going to coach.
Public education is obviously the absolute bedrock of our communities.
Public education is really the game changer. We don't turn away any kid. We work at educating every student, regardless if they have a disability, regardless if they're an English second language learner.
Unfortunately, Ohio's commitment to public education is being weakened by those who are pushing privatization schemes, which transfer taxpayer money to private entities and defund public schools. Cutting education budgets, which have forced districts to cut music and art classes and advance courses that prepare students for college. Cuts have also led to reductions in the number of teachers in the classroom, severely impacting student learning. Overemphasizing testing rather than meeting the needs of the whole child with a full and engaging curriculum. And diminishing teacher voice when they are the ones who really know what students need to succeed.
Superintendents will come and go. In the state of Ohio, we have local boards that are elected. But consistently, what stays in these districts are the teachers that are teaching 25, 30, 35 years.
Working together with community members, parents, students, and teachers, the Ohio Federation of Teachers is reclaiming the promise of public education to ensure that all children succeed.
The union is the ideal place for innovation in the classroom because the union represents the people who are in the classroom. They're there at the ground level doing the work. They see what engages their students. They understand what students need to learn and be successful. The classroom should be the incubator for ideas.
And all the other skills that you're incorporating.
Reclaiming the promise is about making sure neighborhood schools are safe, welcoming places for teaching and learning. Giving bus drivers a voice through their union helps ensure they can safely get children to school.
We are the first ones that the kids meet in the mornings. We have the opportunity to start their day off in a good, positive way, and also our job is to ensure their safety.
And by having a voice, it has improved our working conditions, getting the administration to listen to us.
Our motto is a union of professionals. They're extensively trained, so they should take pride in what they do.
Public schools must welcome all children regardless of ability. In Berea, teachers make sure special education students connect and interact with the whole school community.
I have a lot of teachers that come in offering their help, offering for us to go visit their classroom, for their students to come into our classroom. Through the integration, they're forming these relationships that are carrying over into their personal life.
The thing that we do as a local and as a union is that we work so collaboratively with our administration and our school board to help create the environments in the schools so that good learning takes place.
In Cleveland, the union worked with the district to ensure that children have the necessary skills to handle their emotions.
All right, so Twiggle goes in his shell. One of the best feelings is watching a child self-managing. Recognize that they are upset, use the calm down strategies, make a plan, and solve a problem, because these children are practicing skills that will help them as they get older. We district-wide have seen referrals go down drastically. The children's focus on activities is increasing, as well as their ability to solve problems.
Be respectful, responsible, and safe at John P. Parker School.
John P. Parker is a building that offers hope. We reach out to not only our students, but to the parents and family members.
I feel like they need to come in and be involved and see the day-to-day activities, volunteer in a classroom, get the feel for the school. Parents that don't have access to computers at home can come into the Parent Center.
And while they're here, they're able to check out John P. Parker and see how their children are doing. John P. Parker is a very welcoming school.
Reclaiming the promise is about ensuring teachers and staff are well prepared, are supported, have manageable class sizes, and time to collaborate.
So when districts actually give teachers time to put their heads together and collaborate, it allows them to share best practices. It allows them to share common data so they can make decisions about how to move students ahead. And it allows them to just learn from each other.
With over half of all teachers quitting within the first 5 years, the Ohio Federation of Teachers worked with the state to address the problem. As a result, new teachers in Oregon have the support of a full-time mentor in their first 3 years.
Many teachers right now are asking me to look over their instructional plans to make sure that there's the balance of different instructional strategies, that they're incorporating different assessment techniques, and that they have a good pace and a good flow.
The Resident Educator program definitely has given me a solid foundation for the rest of my teaching career. Those first couple months are just absolutely stressful and very overwhelming, and being able to have my resident mentor to just rely on and to get me through tough times really allowed me to get to the next day, the next week, the next month, and now here I am in my 3rd year.
In 1984, the Toledo Federation of Teachers created the groundbreaking Peer Assistance and Review Program to evaluate teachers.
I recommend you use percentages.
Mentors coach new teachers and present their classroom observations to a board which makes the final decision about retaining teachers.
Tina has changed her seating arrangement, and that has allowed her an efficient classroom routine, but also...
My intern consultant is definitely there to help, but I know that she is reviewing me as a teacher so that my district feels confident in continuing my contract.
When I came into the classroom, I saw no follow-through.
The program has led to more than 3 times the number of dismissals, compared with evaluations done by principals. Yet teachers find it fair and transparent, since they have supports and are evaluated by experienced peers, not by a complicated formula.
You have plenty of time to show them that you can do the job, and as long as you've proven yourself, then they won't have a problem proving that to the board.
You can't have accountability without having supports, and that's what the union is fighting for right now, making sure that we have the support systems in place to help us reach those accountability measures that are so critical.
In Cleveland, the union utilized the expertise of teachers who are early adopters of Common Core state standards to provide the district with truly effective lessons.
These are actual classroom teachers who aren't unit developers. They're not lesson plan writers, they're not curriculum developers, but they saw how kids reacted to the lessons they were teaching. If it was a standard that maybe the lesson didn't work, how did you tweak it? How did you make that standard really come alive in the classroom for those kids?
We start with the idea, and if we can get support and the union can support them, then the teachers can run with those ideas. They're the professionals.
Now these lessons are available to teachers nationwide through AFT's Share My Lesson website. With almost 300,000 resources, this union-led effort is building a nationwide network of educators.
I went on and went into the art section. It was really cool because something that was in there, I could tie it right in with something I was doing with my 8th graders.
Does anybody have freckles in here?
So we were working on portraits, and there was a really nice lesson there. That part of being in the union is really special to me. All about how do we help teachers become better teachers.
Reclaiming the Promise is about ensuring that children have an engaging curriculum that focuses on teaching and learning, not testing.
But we were doing a pretty good job here with the state test, but were we really preparing kids for life after high school?
Working together, teachers and administrators at Van Wert High School started the New Tech program to engage students with project-based learning.
TECH stands for technique. It's really a totally new way to address teaching kids and keeping them interested.
I'm gonna take everything and put information down here, and I might even. I like that we have a lot of freedom to choose how we like to present our stuff. Yeah, everybody has their own individual way of learning.
The students really have to work together to solve a problem. They have to collaborate, they have to be able to communicate with each other. In this, because I teach in the STEM fields, they have to work together in these teams and communicate, otherwise the robots are not going to fit together.
They call each other, they take the initiative to actually text somebody, where are you? Here's what we're doing, here's what you need to do, so that our project is still on pace. It looks great.
Toledo Technology Academy is reinvigorating vocational education by providing its students with both academic rigor and marketable job skills.
I've interviewed college graduates and TTA graduates on the same day for the similar job, and I'll take the TTA kids almost every time. They look you in the eye, they articulate, they're taught to communicate.
The importance of the governing board for the Toledo Technology Academy is that it's comprised of labor and management working together, along with community members from private industry. Honestly, it's a jewel for Toledo Public Schools.
I'm going to mirror up to the screen and I want you to follow me. So you're going to be swiping between Pages and Keynote. In my classroom, I use online instruction combined with traditional teaching methods, and that's called blended learning. You'll swipe back.
Learned that there's a lot more you can do with technology. I got to do my own research and not just like read from a textbook.
It's important to have a curriculum that the students are involved, engaged in, and interested in, because then they take ownership of the learning. They seek the answers. They seek creative ways to express what they've learned.
We have to make sure that what we're teaching them is rich in content, because we put so much emphasis on reading, math, and those skills, but to me even more important than that are those other classes that are out there, the arts, the sciences, all your music classes, those things that really tap into who a child is.
At Jackson Milton Middle School, combining art and computer classes allows teachers to tap into students' creativity and develop their 21st century skills.
Teaching you all the tools in Photoshop, giving you the chance to create your own edible world.
I think combining the best of both worlds, showing them what they can create, giving them some examples, but letting them use their autonomy and not giving them too strict of parameters so they really are creative. It's amazing what they come up with.
Snowboarding down an ice cream cone. I love snowboarding and I love ice cream.
Before, technology was like a frustrating thing to me because I didn't understand it. When I can combine the two, it makes everything so much easier. It's so much more fun.
The spoon as a slide and then a bowl of Fruit Loops as inner tubes.
It also is giving them a chance to use the right side of their brain. And in those other classes, it allows them to express themselves more, maybe with writing or be creative on a science project. So I think it's so important that we work together as teachers to create a well-rounded curriculum.
While they're thinking about counting analytical rhythms, they're also thinking about an emotional expression and creating. And so it's connecting both of those sides of the brains that they don't do in any other class. Hopefully they get a level of excellence and they are able to take that, apply that to other classes and beyond the classroom, beyond high school.
Reclaiming the Promise is about ensuring that children and their families have access to wraparound services to meet their social, emotional, and health needs.
Cincinnati is a premier example of how we can meet the needs of a whole child within a school district. They have vision centers, they have dental services, they have health clinics, they send food home with students over the weekends. They make sure that all a child's basic needs are met so that they're able to learn when they're in the classroom.
I have kids that need glasses or have broken glasses, and all they have to do is walk down the hall and get them fixed. They have a social worker right around the corners, and the kids come back and they're diffused.
It's a teamwork. I mean, sometimes they're little kids, they're sick, they don't know what they have. The teachers step in. They send the kid over here, like, hey, can you check her out? And sure enough, the kid has something.
It actually took off some of the responsibilities of teachers because all of these experts in these different partnerships, health, mental health, after school, tutoring, mentoring, that teachers didn't need to have to be experts in each of those. They could just be experts in what they're good at, in teaching.
Since adopting the community schools model, Cincinnati has become Ohio's highest performing urban school district, with graduation rates that have climbed from 51% to 82% and virtually eliminating the racial achievement gap.
So as a union, we're having conversations with public-private sector people, with people in the legislature, people in the Ohio Department of Education to really advocate for this model and to push this model across the state in order to help our students.
coming together.
Ensuring a quality public education requires all stakeholders to work together.
We're willing to come together with the grassroots effort versus a top-down effort.
And as we lead in terms of providing that quality public education, we also have to work on leading as to what those relationships with our parents and our community look like, because they are central to helping improve public education and reclaiming public education.
You know, as a parent, as a community member in the district as well, it's important that we all have a say and that not just one organization or one group gets to make the decisions.
And when we engage that community in those discussions and let them help shape what a school looks like, then our public school is really truly a public school. It belongs to the people of that community.
Say, this is the action step next.
By uniting our voices, parents, students, teachers, school staff, and community, we can reclaim the promise of quality public education for all children.